Welcome to Best Level Hope. It's Tuesday. I'm here to give you a Tuesday goodness, your Tuesday greatness, your Tuesday time to step away from the work week and what's going on in the world for us to have a conversation. Prophetess Diaz, what are you asking about me? You know I'm going to be here, Prophetess Diaz. What's wrong with you? I'm going to be here. I may be a little tardy, but I'm here. I'm here. Thank you for being here. Thank each and every one of you for joining us today. We're here to have our Tuesday conversation 2 days before Thanksgiving, y'all. If you are out on the road, Prophetess Diaz, you late. Oh, I see what Prophetess Diaz is doing because I blew up her spot last week. She tried to blow up my spot this week. I see you. This is how we do in Brooklyn. I see you. But guys, it's crazy outside because it's 2 days before Thanksgiving. So there's a lot going on, a lot happening. I'm sorry for taking up your time for taking so long to get here because I know a lot of you are already on crunch time on a schedule where you're making sure that you get some stuff together. So you're like, okay, Pastor Marcelle, you got a little minute on my time because I got things to do before Thursday. So I won't take up much of time. Hopefully not. Right. So today we're going to have our conversation. We are going to be talking today about I'm on the road. Prophetess Guy, what you doing on the road? You going to see Mother Dennis? Mother Dennis, Prophetess Guy coming to see you. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So today we're going to be talking about influence. Influence or influences or influencers. We're going to be talking about influence. We're going to be talking about influence today. All right, Prophetess Loretta? Influence today. Let me catch my breath because Apostle mopped the floor, right? And you ever had an apostle said, be careful when you come downstairs because I just mopped the floor. And apostle don't mop the floor, like she soaks the floor. And that's what I tell her. I said, oh, you don't mop the floor, you like soak the floor, right? She's like, be careful coming downstairs. So I had 2 glasses in my hands and I'm coming down the stairs. And in my head, I'm like, you're gonna fall, Marcelle. You're gonna fall. That ever happens to you? Or it's just me when someone tell you be cautious of something in your head, you're like, oh, it's gonna happen to me. Like I'm gonna be the one that's gonna fall, and these 2 glasses gonna fall out my hand. Then Pastor gonna be like, what happened? Mother P gonna try to, oh Lord, my dad, my favorite child. Yeah, so it's gonna be a mess. But that's all. I entertain myself when I entertain myself. So let's go on. Today we're talking about influence, right? We all have influences, right? right? Right, Prophet Joyce. We all have influences, whether we know it or not. Whether we know it or not, ooh, Prophet God, whether we know it or not, we all have influence. There are people in our lives that we connect with, or that we pattern some things after. Sometimes you don't even mean to do it. It just happened. It's just so automatic. Somebody ever say, "Oh, you look like that person. Oh, that person kind of like that," because you have influences. There are people who influence your life. Your first influence is usually your parents or your parent, or that person who is dominant in your life as you're growing up. That's the person that influence you, right? That's the person that influence you, the person that's dominant, or that's in your life the most. Prophet Cherise, that's the person you take advice from, right? When we were young, our first influence, some of the time when we have when you with your parents, if it's not your parents, you sit down in front of Sesame Street. Who's there, right? Elmo, Cookie Monster, Big Bird. I used to love Big Bird. All of these characters are there. They become your influence because what are they doing? They're teaching you ABCs. They're teaching you to be kind. They're teaching you how to sing a song. So they influence you. They are your influencers. I used to love Sesame Street. I also used to love Tom and Jerry, but we won't talk about that. Pastor don't watch cartoon, but you mentioned Tom and Jerry. I'm like, if I say sit down and say I'm watching some Tom and Jerry, she's like, move over, I'm coming over. Right? She loves the Tom and Jerry, right? So Tom and Jerry, I used to love Tom and Jerry. That's influence. But if your brains are not developed to a certain level, it could influence you a little bad. But you watch, you as a little kid, you find these things, and you govern yourself after these things because it's what's presented to you. It's what's always in your face. It's what's always there, right? The majority of influencers are people you spend most of your time with. Think about it. The people that you hang out with, that you're with either 24/7, or you're with 7 hours, depending on how many hours you're with that person, they are your influencers, right? Because you communicate with them. So they influence you in some way, shape, or form. Children have their influencers, which are teachers, right? Who do they spend most of the time with from Monday to Friday? The teachers. They're there from 8 or 9 o'clock until like 3 or 6 o'clock. So these are the individuals that they spend most of their time with, and these are the individuals that will influence them. Or even the little kids, the little ones that sit home and they watch the cartoon characters. Like I said, Sesame Street, that was influence for me. Your little kids. There's this lady that I hear that's out there. I don't know her name. Excuse me, let me take a sip. My throat's itching. I don't know her name, but she's going around, and then I think she said hello, something like that. And it's a little creepy. But kids love her. They perk up at her, right? They perk up at her, right? So they're now influencing her. Hi, right? Oh yeah, another thing that another person used to like was lamb chops. Oh, I love me some lamb chops. Stay along like it's comes to play along. I love that song. This is the song that does it, but we won't do it. We won't sing that because it never ends, right? So those are the influencers as you are little. The little kids, or even teenagers, have their influencers. Teenagers have their influencers, their peers, the ones that they hang out with at school or after school. Why do you think kids, after, when school is over, they're like, oh, my dad, can we go to so and so's house? Can we go and play so and so? Can we go and hang out with so and so? Why? Because they influence each other. This is why do you think gangs are so prominent and so welcoming? Because they influence the teenagers, or whatever group that they're assigned to graft into them. They influence them. So this is why teenagers have influencers. This is why the gangs get them. Hey, you want to try this? Let's go hang out after school. Let's go to McDonald's. I'll buy you a big, well, McDonald's, not biggie bag, whatever McMeal, make chicken meal, or double cheeseburger meal. I'll buy you something. Hey, you want to take a smoke? Influences, right? So even teenagers have influences. Even the video games that they play, it influences them. You ever see a kid, you ever see a kid when they're playing a video game and they get upset and they start throwing the controllers? They're not throwing my controller. One of the kids did that. I will not say his name. He did that. Boy, I done lost it. I'm like, why is you gonna buy that back? You know, be throw my stuff, throw your own stuff, right? Because what? Because the video game is influencing them. It's pulling out anger. It's influencing them to be anger, to express themselves with anger. It's why they throw the controller, or they take the game. I don't want to play this game anymore because it's annoying me. I'm upset. What is that? All of these things are influencer. Even us as adults, we have influencers. We have people influencers. Your coworkers are influencers. Your coworkers influence you, right? Because what? What did I say it is? Because you spend the majority of your day with them. The people you spend the majority of your day with are the ones that will influence you, or the ones that you will influence, because what? You are in communication or in communion with them. Even your church family. Those of you who you in a church setting, you communicate with that church brother or sister, or that church leader. They become your influencer because that's the person that becomes a little dominant in your life. So again, we all have some influencers. So what is the definition of influencer? I got two definitions here for you that I found, one on Webster and one on Merriam Dictionary, right? One says the capacity to have an effect on the character. This is very interesting to me. The capacity to have an effect on the character, the development, or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. So let's go again. The capacity to have an effect on the character, the development, or behavior of someone or something. That's what I was saying. When you're little, you sit in front, you watch Sesame Street, you watch a cartoon. What is that? It's developing you. It has an effect on your character. It has an effect on the person you become. You hang out with that coworker all the time that keeps cussing and cussing and cussing, and you never tell them to stop cussing in front of you because you're a believer of the Lord, you're a Christian, but they keep cussing and cussing and cussing. What happened? They develop your character. All of a sudden, you're angry, and it doesn't slip out, but it pops in your head because you want to slip it out. Because why? Because they're developing you. They're there with you. They're communicating these things. And why do you think sometimes, even if someone tells you, "Oh, don't like that person. Why you even like that person? I don't even like that person. Oh, I don't see nothing wrong. Oh, I don't like that person." And you hear that individual say to you for the whole year, "I don't like that person. Why do you like that person? You shouldn't like that person." What happens? Coming down by the end of the year, all of a sudden you're like, "I don't even like that person." Why? Because they influenced you. They influence you. Think about it. So again, so next definition of influence is a thing or person that has the power to affect another. I mean, that one just threw me. You hear me? That one just threw me. A thing or a person that has the power to affect another. Isn't that something? That someone can influence you. And I know a lot of you are like, "Not me, nobody influence. I got a strong personality." Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have a strong personality. It doesn't matter, sometimes people that influence you, you allow people. Sometimes you can allow people to influence you because you want to be people pleasers, right? Oh, I don't want to get mad, so I'm just gonna go because they said I should go. I don't want to be upset, so I'm gonna just do it because I said I should do it. That's someone influencing you because they have power. Now, don't watch. What was the first definition? They have power over your character, your development, your behavior. Isn't that is, I don't know about you, but that's deep to me. That someone can influence you so much that they have power over you. Right, Mother Dennis? Right? When someone have influence over you, you give them power over you. Remember that. Remember that. Whether it's good, bad, and different, you still give them power over you. Right? Watch it. Why do I say that? Why? Look at a person that's closest to you in your life. Look at someone, anyone, your parent, your sibling, your coworker, your next door neighbor. You know those. I mean, back in the days when you had that next door neighbor, and when you get up and you do your business in your house, you go over there and you spend all day at that neighbor's house. That person has influence over you. So if that person's a gossiper, what happened? You end up becoming a gossiper. Right? If that, like Mother P told the story, right? She used to tell us the story when she was little. My grandma, her father's mother would teach her to lie when she was little, right? Because poverty, had no money. So she would say, one time she told a story that she, you send them to the store, the shop, as we say, and you say, "Okay, I need to lend me or trust me, right? Trust me XYZ, right, Papa Sky? Trust me trust me like a pound of meat, and 3 ounces of rice or whatever. Trust me this thing, and I'll pay you next week." So she said one time her grandmother sent her a thing for the person to trust her. So she came back home with the goods and stuff. And so, "Oh, my grandma pay you next week." So the next week come, my grandma supposedly went to Mother P, Apostle laughing, went to go give the money. And while she's going, the daughter is the girl, the lady's daughter is there, and like the lady's having an argument. So the grandma just, okay, well, listen, this. So she went and talked to the girl, and then she left. And so she sent Mother P again, go trust this. So the person said, no, you already owe me, so I can't trust you more. So Mother P went and said, no, but when we came, the person she was there and I gave her the money. Cause my great grandmother told her to tell it. So Mother P, I'm like, you're not even telling the story right. Yes, I am, Mother P. This is what you told me. So she, so she said, tell her, my great grandmother told Mother P, tell her that you already came and you gave the money. And the girl, yeah, crying. So Mother P, when she cried, she said, I already gave the money. I gave her the money already. The money's there. But because the person was already distracted, they're already doing their own thing. They disregard the fact that, oh my gosh, she could be right. Sister Trinity, she could be right. She could have really given us the money. So she got to trust again, and she didn't pay for the first load, right? So what that became Mother P's influencer, because everywhere Mother P would say, everywhere she went, everywhere Pinky went, her grandmother went, she would take Mother P with her. So she became her, her bosom buddy. So people can influence you. And when they influence you, they have power over you. The person that's closest to you in your life, they become your influencer. When they speak, you react, right? That's what influencers do. When they speak, you react. Look at when one time a preacher said everyone boycott this particular store. What happened? That person was an influencer, because when he was saying boycott, a lot of people, I'm not going to that store. I don't care if they're the only store that sells the product that I use. I'm not going to that store. What is that? That's power over you. Isn't that something? Could you imagine people? And you would think of it. No, they don't have power. Yes, they do, because you stopped going to that store. Or if someone to say, don't buy that product, don't buy that product because this person. I remember when I was growing up, it was like 10, 11, 12, and you would hear, oh, this particular designer is racist. Don't wear his clothes. Don't buy his clothes. So you hear the African Americans that walk around like, no, they're racist. I can't believe you're wearing that design. You're wearing their clothes. They're racist. And I'm like, I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm just trying to put on the shirt. All I want to do is just put on the shirt, because the shirt and it looks nice on me. So what is that? Because you hear something and someone says it, it now influences you. And now you're saying, you're right. I'm not gonna wear that person's clothes anymore because of so and so. What is that? That person has power over you. Oh my God. Isn't that something? I know it's something to me. I mean, that's serious to me, right? And also, I said that because when someone give you advice, right? You respond to that advice. Why do you think people go to counselors and go to therapists? When a therapist say, okay, you know what, you should do this and think that, what is that? That's influence they have over you. That's influence they have over your mind. You didn't look at it that way, Rob, but I'm just saying, right, Apostle, we just talking. Who's talking to me? We just talking. And even on the flip side, if that person that you spend so much time with, right? If they're unhappy, what happens to you? Oh God, I can't believe it. Oh man, I can't believe they're so sad. They're making you sad. That's influence. They have power over you. So be careful of the people that you're with, because it can have influence over you in many ways that you don't even know. And it always blows my mind. Like someone don't have to tell me that they're friends with someone else. You just hear their speech and like, oh my God, they sound just like that person. You're like, oh boy, they hang out. They talking all the time because they sound just like them. And then that person don't even realize that they've been influenced. Think about it, y'all. It's a simple conversation we're having, right? We just talking, Prophetess Sharice. We just talking, right? So we have to be careful, because people can have influence over us, and you're not even aware of it. That is how powerful influence is. It gives someone the power to impact your thinking, your feeling, your actions, and your reactions, right? How powerful influence is that it gives someone power to impact your thinking, your feeling, your actions, and or your reaction. You guys are a little quiet today. I guess you guys are just listening. We're supposed to be talking. We're conversating, y'all. We're conversating. Let this not be a monologue. Let it be a dialogue. Let's talk together, right? So again, Influence, someone influencing your life is so powerful because it impacts your thinking, your feeling, your actions, or your reaction. Think about it. Think about it. Let's deal with thinking. We're almost through, guys. Prophet Loretta, I know you're brining your turkey. Prophetess Diaz, I know you're grating your cheese. Prophetess Guy, I know you're driving and you get ready. I know we all got stuff to do, so I don't want to hold up your time, right? We can be, right? So, Prophet Sharice, I know you like, I gotta, that's the most I gotta get back to work. That's okay. We almost won, right? So let's deal with thinking. Thinking. If someone that you admire says you are looking at it the wrong way, look at it this way with the evidence. What do you say? Everybody cooking, right? What do you say, Prophet Loretta? If someone said, if you're telling me a problem or telling me a situation, like, no, but look at it this way. Look at it this way. Think about it this way. They're saying that because they want to shift your thinking. They want to change the way you think. Even with preaching, you sit down and you listen to a sermon. What is that preacher supposed to do? They're supposed to shift your thinking, right? Shift your thinking to think that, hey, you know what? God's gonna work it out. God's gonna do it. God's gonna fix you. Lean on God. Trust in God. What is that? That's influencing. That's shifting your thinking. Oh, influencing, right? So again, so in thinking, someone said, look at it this way. Here's the evidence. Think about it. Think about it that way. Look at it. Process it this way. What is that? They're shifting your thinking. So they're influencing you. Someone can shift your thinking. That's an influence, whether you believe it or not. Even little kids can shift your thinking. Yes, they can. They can shift your thinking by being, why you gotta be so mean to that person all the time? Why can't you just be nice to them? Really? I'm really mean to that person all the time. I didn't even realize that. What is that? They're shifting your thinking. They're influencing you right now, right? That allow your thinking to change because now you see it differently. So that is what influence do in thinking, influencing you in your feelings. What they say, you shouldn't be angry. When someone say you shouldn't be angry, I don't like tell people they shouldn't be angry. Like, if you feel angry, by all means, let that out. Let it out. Just don't be getting angry at me, but let it out. But if someone say you shouldn't be angry, you shouldn't be angry. And you're like, you know what? I really shouldn't be angry. Or even in the same breath, you should be angry that they did that. You should be angry that they said that. You weren't angry before, and now you're like, you know what? You're right. I can't believe they said that. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe that happened. What is that? That's your feeling. They're influencing the way that you feel. Again, I told you guys before, I'm the worst person that if I'm up here and I'm like, oh, don't jump on a bandwagon with me. Try to diffuse me. Apostle's good at diffusing me, right? She just sits back and she said, yeah, okay. Okay. And then sometimes I'm like, you listen to what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? You see why I'm upset? She's like, yep. But if a pastor be like, yeah, I see why you're upset. You really should be upset. You should be, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I can't believe it. I want to just break something. I'll go, it'll get to another level, right? So what is that? What is that? When an influencer gets into your feelings, move with your feelings. They can move your feelings to feel upset or to feel or to calm you down. Why do you think also I mean, as simple as this is, movies are influencers can influence you, right? You're watching a movie and what happened, and at the end of the movie, your favorite character, you're like, oh, he's gonna run and he's gonna meet his wife and they're gonna reunite. She's gonna have a memory again. So he runs and he meets his wife and they unite again, Prophetess Diaz, and she's like, I remember you now. You're like, and what happened? You start crying. Well, I start crying. I'm a big softy when I watch it. Don't let me watch The Lion King because I'm done. You hear me? I am like, ooh, I'm done. I'm like, oh, I can't believe he still died. I can't believe he died. I watched it 50 million times, and yes, he's still gonna die. He's still gonna die, but you still feel impacted by it, right? So again, you watch a movie, and that character, oh Lord, okay, let's get loud. Not Prophetess Diaz. Prophetess Diaz, if I'm ever like, you're the worst person I'm gonna be like Prophetess Diaz, because I know you will jump on the bandwagon with me. You be like, Pastor Marcelle, you are so right. Ooh, where they at? Let's go. So I can't. Not with you, Prophetess Diaz. You are the worst person I can. Even Mother P sometimes. Mother P's been getting better now. She's been getting better with trying to calm me down because she's calm now. Because she's older now. She's like, yes. Yes, but Marcy, you know, so and so and so and so and so and so. Well, you got on a topic that Mother P is really thinking about. I'm the one. I'm the one that have to call Mother P now. I'm like, okay, okay, yeah, but you gotta calm down a little bit. It's not, try not to make it be that serious. Try not to be like when a pastor get passionate, she'll get loud, and I'm like, it's just me and you right here. It's me and you right here. It's me. And she's like, but you didn't look what the scripture said. I'm like, but it's me and you right here. It's me and you. You don't have a mic. There's not. It's me and you, right? So I try to bring Apostle down. But now when she talking about the word, she just go. But anyway, but again, movies, it messes with, it influences you because it plays with your feelings. You cry because the character is united, or your favorite character dies. So you start, I can't believe that I died. So you start crying. You start crying, right, Mufasa? You start crying because they die. Why? Because it influences you. It influences you. You hear a bad news about something, you feel sad. That's an influence. That's an influence. So it's so interesting that you can that individuals can influence even your feelings. Don't doesn't it if someone say, why are you not happy, Sister Glover? Someone say, why are you not happy? I don't know why I'm not happy. Prophetess the rat, I'm gonna try to calm down. I don't know. And we're not even preaching. We're just talking. I'm getting so rowdy up over here that I'm getting myself hot, right? Someone said, why you not happy? You know what? I don't even know. I don't even want to be happy. So what? So what is that? And then someone jump on the bandwagon. You shouldn't be happy. You shouldn't be happy. That's nothing to be happy about. All of a sudden you're like, you're right. I shouldn't be happy. But you want to shift your mood. You want to shift your mood to keep it happy. But they're telling you don't be happy. So you're like, you're right. You're right. You're right. Sister Glover, that you crying. So me and you cannot sit down and watch a sad movie together because it's gonna be, movie. It's coming up, Miracle on 34th Street. Boy, I tell you, that had me done. Oh, you know what get me really going? It's a Wonderful Life. Done. I'm done. I made Apostle watch it. Was it last year? I think it was last year. She was like, "What is this?" I was like, "We're gonna watch this movie because you're gonna love it." And we'll watch it. As I'm gonna give you the shorter version, right? Because it's like two versions. I gave her a shorter version. And then even when they cut out, I was like, "Oh, but you know the piece they cut out." So I'm telling her the piece they cut out. So we're watching it, and I'm like, "In that movie, just so beautiful." I love it. And Apostle looking at me like, this is why I can't watch certain movie with you because you just don't make no sense. I'm like, I know, but it's so beautiful. Look, you can understand it. So what is that? It influenced me. It played with my feelings. It bring out the emotions of happy tears, of happy joy in me, right? Right. So again, we got to think about that. That is someone that has when you watch a movie or something, or someone is telling you to change your mood or to shift your mood, that's influence. Why do you think when we were younger, Mother P is giving us a spanking, right? She's giving us a spanking, and you're crying, Prophetess Diaz, and Mother P say, why you crying? Well, because you done took a stick and done tore me up. Wait a minute. She's like, why you crying? You're like, and then she's like, just suck it up, stop crying. So I must stop crying after you done just tore me up. So what is that? So what is that? She's influencing. Your parent. They influence you that okay. I spank you for your wrong. You have to suck it up. And worse yet, sometimes Mother P she'll spank you, and then when you don't cry, she says, "Oh, you're not crying. You think you're big. You're not crying. Okay, so what do you want me to do? You want me to cry, or you want me not? How can I please you today? Because you are influencing my emotions. You're influencing how I feel, if I feel pain or not. Right? So again, that's why I said parents are one of our biggest influencers. So we dealt with thinking, feeling. Now it's actions or reaction, right? When someone say you're different, you react to the things differently, sometimes good or bad. You react differently because someone said the next time they do that, you should do this, right? That is influence over your action. Why do you think? Well, again, why do you think you sit down with a therapist? Why do you go to your leader or your pastor or your apostle or your bishop for advice, for counseling? Why? Because they're telling you, okay, this is how you should act. This is how you should react. They're influencing you to be better. Well, it should influence you to be better. Unless they tell you, when he come home, girl, you just throw a whole bunch of salt in that food and a whole bunch of sugar in his tea. Well, that's not a good reaction. Burn his toast, right? But they're giving you actions. So again, influences, right? Sometimes something Something else that we should know about influence is that when someone is influencing you, they have your ears. Always remember that. Always remember that. When someone's influencing you, Sister Glover, they have your ears. And whosoever have your ears have power. When someone is influencing you, they have your ears. And whosoever have your ears have power over you. It's just that simple. They have power over you because they're telling you how to think, they're telling you how to feel, they're telling you how to act and react. So influence can be good and it can also be bad. So we have to be careful who we give that influence to. So let me leave it with this, right? I told y'all I was gonna be long. Look at God. The Lord made me keep my word. You see, I'm not like a apostle, right? I keep my word, right? Right? Let me leave with this. Be careful of the ones that you have influencing you. Whether you know it or not, they're impacting your life. It could be in a good way or it could be in a negative way. They will only make impact on your life because they have influence in your life. Someone can only impact you because they have influence in you. And this is why we have to be careful who our friends are. We have to be careful who we associate with. Even we have to be careful who preachers we listen to. Like when we listen to someone, I saw something spreading around about someone saying, Jesus is it could be a she, a he, craziness, craziness, right? And that person spewing that now begins to influence the people that are listening, especially the ones that don't really understand the word, or mainly the ones that's in the world. Yeah. So you hear Prophetess Joyce. I used to hear a lot. Oh, I used to hear that a lot too about Jesus. Jesus is unisex. Like what's going on here? What's going on? And you hear like, oh, Jesus is unisex. Jesus is a man. Jesus is a woman. Jesus, whatever you want him to be. Okay. Wow. Wow. So imagine someone spewing that, people hearing that, so they walk around saying, "Oh no, Jesus is Jesus. Jesus is whatever you want him to be." Just like the thing, like I was driving yesterday and I saw someone have the license plate. Was I driving yesterday? What was yesterday? No, Apostle was driving. Apostle was driving yesterday, and it had the license plate that said "coexist," where they put all the religions together and coexist. And the first time I saw it, I was like, what is that about? And then someone's like, yeah, it's coexist, And I was like, oh, I know what it says. I read it, but what is it really about? There's like, oh, because all religion coexist together, all lead to one. What? So what? Someone decide they're gonna go up and they're gonna print that, make that a saying, coexist, and now you see them people bumper cards and people are saying hashtag coexist. Why? Because now that become an influence that now all religion coexist together. So you see what I'm saying? That's influence. So and when you try to talk to this generation as well and try to say, no, Jesus is all by himself. Jesus don't, Buddha not there with him. Allah not there with him. And Krishna not there with him. All the other gods ain't there with him. You know what that day in hell. He stands alone by himself in heaven. And then they say, oh yeah, no, but I have a friend at school and they Muslim and they say so and so. What's that? Now that friend is influencing them to pull them into the Muslim religion, or influencing them to pull them into becoming agnostic, or influencing them. You see how important and how powerful influences are, and who you spend most of your time with? Why do you think sometimes your kids start behaving crazy? This is not how I raised you. Why? Because they're with their friends, their ungodly friends, 12 hours a day. And that's their influence. Right? Or they're at your cousin's house who always smoking and cussing, and all they watch is R-rated movie. So they come home and they want to cuss and they yelling at you. Why? Because they're there 12 hours a day. They're there on the weekends all the time. They want to go hang out with their friends, and they go to the mall, and then they always playing with the girls, picking on the girls, and then all of a sudden you're like, why walk in this room and this child is watching pornography? Why? Because of who is their influence. Oh, we got to be careful. And even for you sit around that person and all they want to talk about sex. What you think you're gonna be thinking about at night? Tell me, you with that person 12 hours a day, your coworker, and all your coworker talk about is sex for 12 hours a day. When you laying down at night, What do you think you're going to think about? John 3:16, don't lie. Speak the truth. Shame the devil. Shame the devil. This is why we have to be careful who our influences are. And this is why we have to cut off the negative influence, right? And embrace the positive influence. So this is something I'm closing. And I'm always don't allow anyone to influence you. You're right, Prophet Diaz. And I'm always just amazed sometimes at people how they'd be like, oh no, but you hear this person said this powerful. They just said something so amazing, so great. And I'm looking at them like, what did they say that's so powerful? That impacted your feelings, impacted your thinking, and it's all negative. It's going against the word, it's going against a foundational belief, it's going against scripture. What is so powerful about what they just said? And this is why I say this is a conversation. We're not preaching a sermon. I'm not preaching a sermon here. We're just having a conversation because we're talking, right? If I was preaching a sermon, I'll be throwing scriptures at you all the time. We're breaking down the scriptures. That's different. So we're conversating. So hopefully the conversations that we have influence you in a positive way. And this is why you have to be careful with who you listen to. You go on these people YouTube page or Facebook page, these false prophets YouTube page, Facebook page. This pastor says this, and you say, "Oh, that kind of sound right," but I know my leader says the opposite, but it's kind of sound right. All of a sudden, what that kind of sound become right because you influence. And don't say not me. Happens to everyone. We all have influences. We all have influencers. So let me leave you one scripture. 1 Corinthians 15:33. This is the God Word translation. It says this: don't let anyone deceive you. Associating with bad people will ruin decent people. Can't get any truer than that. What is this really saying? Whoever influence you, if they influence you bad, it will take away the good in you. Let me read it one more time. One more time for the people in the back row. Don't let anyone deceive you. Associating with bad people will ruin decent people. Can somebody say amen? Again, this is why kids fall into gangs. They come from a good home, they fall into gang. They come from a good home, now they're smoking. They come from a good home, now they're in jail. What happened? Because associating with bad people will ruin decent people. Someone ever told you that you change and not for the good? Think about that. They don't mean it. They don't mean to diminish you or to bring you down, but they're just telling you whoever you're hanging out with is not good on you. You have to be careful, because what will bad influencers try to do? Pull you away from the things that are good for you. Pull you away from the people that mean you well. So be careful with our influences. And again, we all have influencers, whether they're good, they're bad, or indifferent. But we have to be careful that as 1 Corinthians says, don't let anyone deceive you. Associating with bad people will ruin decent people. Don't let people influence you and ruin your goodness. Don't let people influence you and ruin your decency. As Mother P like to say, the decent, the decent child. Don't let them pull you away from that decency, right? So be careful of influence. So again, who are you influencing and what are you influencing them with? So be careful who you influence and be careful who influence you. Who are you influencing and what are you influencing them with? Amen. Prophetess God, keep driving safely. Let's pray. Lord, I thank you for your people. Thank you for keeping them. Thank you that they took time out today to come and sit down. Let's have a conversation. They were a little quiet today, Lord. Yes, I know they were a little quiet today. So I hope they were listening, because I wasn't trying to make this be a monologue. I was trying to make it be a dialogue, but they were listening. So I thank you for them. I thank you that you'll keep them, that you continue to bless them. Let your hands continue to rest upon them, and let them be careful who influence them and who they influence as well. We thank you for them even now, even those that are traveling, as prophets guys traveling, everyone else that's traveling, that's driving, that you will take them safely to their family for Thanksgiving. May they have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. May they always be thankful for you above all. In Jesus' name, amen. Love you all. Thank you all so much. You all have a wonderful, blessed, and great Thanksgiving. God bless you. Mwah. Bye now.